What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Desiree. And today is not Star Wars Day, but yesterday was Star Wars Day. So we are going to talk about The Empire Strikes Back. And The Empire Strikes Back, excuse me. And that is like one of the most beloved Star Wars movies.
I believe it's considered the best Star Wars
movie. Best Star Wars movie. If sequels taken out, yeah, I mean, then you only have 6, and I'm going to say out of those 6, Empire Strikes Back is probably the best.
Here's my thing. So not only is it considered the best Star Wars movie, it's also considered one of the best sequels, like, ever. Like,
yeah. Now, okay, Desiree is not a Star Wars fan.
I'm not feeling it at all. Yeah. Like it did not win.
You don't think it was better than A New Hope?
No, I really didn't like A New Hope, but I didn't like this either.
Did you not like? I didn't remember our review of A New Hope.
I did not like
A New Hope. It? Okay.
No, and I just realized I have never seen this movie.
Really?
Really.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, watching, I was like, oh, I have not seen this.
I think this is the movie that I've watched the most. Now, we had Star Wars on VHS growing up, and this is probably the one I watched the most. So, obviously, out of the 3, this is the one that I liked more. So,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Nope. I haven't seen it. It was all brand new, and was not a fan. I'm sorry. I was thinking like, because I was like, okay, this is supposed to be the best one. Like, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a big sci-fi person.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that this one might win me over at least a little bit.
No, I don't think so. I don't expect you to like any of these movies, to be honest. But okay, you don't like it, but better than A New Hope, right? Is that what the conclusion we came to?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I think that stands. This is not your cup of tea, so, you know, like, it's whatever.
It has me concerned for the rest of the movies, though. Like, if this is supposed to be the best, I'm really concerned with the next.
It depends on what your problems are with the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. The prequels, I don't know, because the directing is very bad in those movies, and the story is so convoluted. So I honestly have no hope for those. You might like some of the new ones, but I think didn't we review all of them? We reviewed all of them, did we?
I only seen one of the new ones.
Oh, okay. So we didn't review them.
You reviewed one on your own.
Okay.
And I think we did the first one with the girl together.
Okay, yeah, The Force Awakens, which wasn't a bad movie, I don't think.
Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right.
No?
Is that the first one with the
girl? That's the first one with the girl, yeah, with Rey.
Does What's-Majig die in it?
Who? Han Solo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Okay. Yeah, so Force Awakens is the one you saw. I don't think that's a bad movie. I think it's a pretty good movie. But, you know, the fandom has spoken and they disown the sequels.
Okay.
But all right, let's talk about The Empire Strikes Back. So we are not exactly directly after the first movie. Like, obviously some time has passed.
It's 3 years.
3 years?
Because it's 3 years from the first movie to this movie. I think that's a literal 3 years.
Okay. 3 years and we're just now telling Luke to train as a Jedi?
I believe so. I mean, the internet can tell me that's not correct, but I believe it's an actual 3 years.
Jeez, man, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Yeah. But whatever, they're hiding out. The rebels are hiding out on an ice planet. Luke's out doing what? I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know. That was one of my questions. Why are they on this ice planet and what are they doing?
Now they're hiding on the ice planet.
Are they hiding? Because they don't seem to be very secretive.
Well, it's supposed to be like a deserted planet. No, nobody's really there.
But why are they investigating things? Well, one thing.
Why was Luke investigating things?
Well, I know he was looking at the comment, but he was out there doing something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so the beginning crawl, I think, explained it. Now that I think about it.
Okay.
So the Empire is looking for the rebels, so they shot out the drones, like, out into the galaxy to try and find stuff. One of them landed on the planet with the rebels, the ice planet, and which Hoth. And Luke went to go investigate the meteorite that landed. So that's what he was doing out there.
But he was already out there. And
that's true. I don't know why he was already out
Han
there.
told him to come in, and then he said, "Oh, I'm going to look at this meteorite real quick." And then that's when stuff started going down. I still don't understand why they were outside in the first place. Like, they're like building. I don't understand what they were doing.
I don't know. I thought they were just supposed to be hiding.
Well, they seem to be more than hiding.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest, I can't answer that.
Okay.
My brain accepted they're hiding on the planet, and then oh no, Darth Vader. You know, like.
Fair enough.
So I know this is probably jumping on nitpicks, but if these animals can't survive in the cold, why are we using them on this ice planet? I'm so confused.
Well, were they already there, or did they bring the animals to them?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But because when Han left, they're like, we're still getting her used to the cold or whatever, and it dies, obviously, because it was too cold.
Yeah. Well, that makes me think if it's too cold for the animal, ain't it too cold for y'all?
Maybe. Well, they have gear and stuff on. You gotta think about that. Like, so if you're wearing Arctic gear,
all that blubber.
Maybe your Arctic gear is better. I don't know. Okay. It'll be a fair nitpick if that's what you're gonna make. But and then also, why not use one of the little planes that you have to go find him?
There's a lot that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. So whatever. Luke gets attacked by the Yeti and taken to his cave, which I think, and I don't know if this is in your movie facts, I think this is only happening because Mark Hamill was in an accident.
So I read somewhere that has been debunked.
Oh, okay.
That yes, he was in an accident. Yes, he has scars and they needed to have surgery to fix them. But that happened 2 years before they started filming.
Okay.
So
they still could have written it in.
They could have.
Like written to explain why Luke has scars on his face now.
Even though he didn't have scars?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so it's fair enough. I did see that, but then I read somewhere else that said that, well, his face was fine.
Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
So that's just a theory then. Or it's one that's been debunked, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, he gets attacked by a Yeti, which this whole sequence seems weird and detached from the movie. I feel like this movie should start with the drone finding them and the Empire coming.
Yeah, we don't need the Yeti thing. Is it just to have Han save him?
I guess. Is that character development for Han? But no, because Han came back in the first movie and saved them.
We learned in the first movie he's a jerk, but he takes care of his friends. So we didn't need another thing. It was unnecessary, especially when it doesn't make sense, because I felt like the Yeti would have killed Luke right away. Yeah,
why did it have him hung up? Was it going to cook him? Like, does it cook?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And then Luke is out there in the elements being super dead. And I guess hypothermia is not a thing in that galaxy or whatever.
The Force kept him warm.
See, I feel like they're going to be one of those people who's like, but the Force.
No, I'm just making that up.
To answer all the things that don't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, he does get a vision. Mm-hmm. Which, again, you could have put this vision at any point. After the battle, he could have received before, he left, instead of, maybe he was going with Han and Leia, and then he got the vision. It's like, okay, no, I'm going to go to Dagobah. So it's not even an excuse for the vision to have this sequence in the movie. I think it could be taken out.
Yeah, no, it was unnecessary because his life was never really in danger. Him escaping was kind of silly. I mean, did we just need to see him use the lightsabers? That's what it was for?
Maybe. I don't know. He used it for 2 seconds.
I'm just trying to think of a reason of why
we needed it. I guess we didn't. But okay. So he receives a vision from Obi-Wan saying go to the Dagobah system and talk to Yoda. So that's what he's going to do. But the Empire has found them. And so now they're all trying to escape the planet. And you've got fighters kind of providing cover, taking out all the Empire, right? which a sequence when I was little I thought was cool, and I still think it's pretty cool.
The ships flying around with the little elephant things.
Yeah. So the AT-ATs, which some people call AT-ATs, which doesn't make sense to me because the other one is called an AT-ST. So why would it not be? But okay, sorry. So the AT-ATs, yeah, with them walking on and the ships flying around, I don't know. Seems like a pretty cool little battle.
It was okay. I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it? I used to love it as a kid, especially you got the cable and he wraps around his legs. It's like, oh, it blows it up. And
yeah, but here's my question. Mm-hmm. So while it's walking, they can't shoot at it because of shields and whatnot. But now that it fell down, the shields don't work anymore?
Yes, I guess. That is a fair question. I have asked that myself plenty of times, even when I was a kid, but it's one of those things. It's just like, okay, the shield's down.
And then I don't understand why this little ship has like this cable on it, and why is it so long? Like, what are you towing with this little ship that you need such a cable for?
That's a question. I don't know.
Okay.
It can't be just to wrap like enemies' legs up because that's weird, right?
It's very weird. I just don't understand why it exists.
What is the cable for? Someone tell us. But interesting. It's funny that you mentioned the shields because I was just watching this video about War of the Worlds, and they're like, "Why does the alien getting sick make the shields go down? Like, how does that make sense?"
If anything, the shields should be fortified. Like, oh no, we're weakening. You need
Yeah. So I think that's just one of those movie things where it's like, okay, well, we don't need a shield here now, so you kind of write that it's not there.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool action sequence. It was the first time my son saw it, and that kept him in the movie, so it was fine because of course he was about to leave in the first 10 minutes or whatever.
You know what? I don't blame him. I'm not gonna lie. 10 minutes in, I checked to see how much time was left.
And the movie's only 2 hours.
And I was like, he only made it 10 minutes. And I wanted to turn it off. So I don't blame him. I get it.
Okay. All right. But cool action sequence. Boom. There we go. What else was I going to mention about here in this action sequence? Now I've forgotten. I don't know. Oh, special effects. I think special effects are pretty good here. Obviously, they use miniatures and like there's no CGI.
It didn't age well to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like for 2024 quality.
I felt like I appreciated the special effects in the first one more than in this one. And I think in this one because they're doing more.
Yeah.
But I just feel like okay, we just watched Aliens, which came out, I guess, 6 years prior, but Alien came out 1970.
Yeah, but you're not really doing much with Alien, though, if you think about it. It's pretty grounded when you think about the effects they need for Alien.
Yeah, I guess there's not a comparable. I'm pretty sure. What year did Predator come out? But I guess that is pretty much grounded too. Okay, I guess for his time, it was just, I don't know, it didn't age well.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it, obviously. I don't know, it felt better to me than some, like, 2002 movies, you know?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because early 2000s CGI doesn't age well.
No, not at all. It ages horribly, like fine milk.
Yeah. So when movies use practical effects, it tends to age better.
Yeah.
Which is why I still appreciate Jurassic Park because it still looks good to this day.
Yeah, there is something about the filming here that's more like stop motion-y that I think, like Jurassic Park, obviously you had animatronics and stuff.
I think it's because they use go motion when filming, so that's why it is what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Darth Vader comes down here to do nothing, apparently, but walk and play his theme song. But I mean, look, for a kid, Not that these movies are for kids. I'm sorry for continuing mentioning it. But for a kid, it seemed pretty cool. It's like, oh, it's Darth Vader. Because I know that's all my son knows, right? He's like, Darth Vader, whoa, you know. But he doesn't do anything here.
No, I have some thoughts on that, but I'm going to save it for later.
Okay. Yeah. He definitely doesn't do anything.
No, not at all. Just makes his presence known.
Yeah. So, Han and Leia have to escape on the Millennium Falcon. They're still being chased. Luke not being chased?
Which doesn't make any sense because it's supposed to be a blockade.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, we can't get out. We have to get through it. They managed to get through it just fine. And then Luke just goes on his merry way. But again, with this mysterious blockade seem not to exist or do anything.
I don't know. I think that's why Darth Vader killed the guy, right? Didn't he kill the guy?
He did. He killed 2 people.
Yeah. So, I mean, that might be the reason why he killed him. He's
okay.
Your blockade didn't work at all.
It didn't do anything. They seem very easy to escape.
Yeah. So that's the story splits here, which kind of reminds me of the second sequel where they split the story as well to 2 different things happening. And I understand why people are mad at the second sequel, but there are some similarities. Not exactly, though. As far because when you break down the story, this one is better. But okay, so they're on the run, going through an asteroid field, which I found out, by the way. All these shows and movies depict asteroid fields, and it's like, oh, you gotta dodge all these asteroids. No, apparently the asteroids are so far apart, you can definitely fly a ship through it with no problem. Okay. Yeah, so it's like, oh, but that wouldn't make for an interesting movie.
It would not.
Yeah. So they're going there. Luke is going to the swamp planet. So I'm like, Yoda, I know you're hiding, but could you not choose a better planet?
He seemed right at home. He had no problem.
You think so? I mean, come on.
Maybe because no one would want to go there.
Yeah, I guess. You couldn't choose a forest planet?
No, because honestly, I'd have been like, nah, I'm out. I don't. Because I discovered, so at work, we had to do one of these be active moments or whatever. So they're like, oh, let's go hiking. It was just a trail through a park. Okay. But I was doing it and I was just like, I don't like being outside. I'm like, it's dirty. There's bugs out here. I'm like, I would rather be doing anywhere else but this place.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the person that is like having fun hiking.
Not at all. I did not enjoy myself. So I just felt like if you tell me like, oh no, Yoda's hiding in this jungle, I'd just be like, oh well, guess we're not going to catch him because I'm not doing it.
Well, he had no choice because he landed his ship in water.
Yeah.
So, and it was sinking.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate for him. Han and Leia hide in a cave on an asteroid. And then Luke finds Yoda, who for some reason at first pretends not to be Yoda. I don't get why he did that. Maybe. To test him out?
I'm thinking it was a test.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he didn't want to train Luke because he was like, I guess... Basically, Luke is immature. He's like, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. Yeah. There was some interesting kind of lore connections, I thought, because he mentioned a student he had that was always looking towards the future and never about where he was right then and there.
He was talking about Luke.
He was talking about Anakin.
He was talking about Luke.
No, when they were in the house eating whatever, he said, had a student.
No, he said, you were always, that's why he didn't want to train him, because when Luke was on that planet he lived on with his uncle or whatever, he was always trying to get away and dreaming. He was talking about Luke, which is why he didn't want to train him.
You think so? I thought he was talking about Anakin.
No, he was talking about Luke.
All right. Agree to disagree here. Okay. I might have to rewatch the scene, but... But anyhow, apparently, he sees a lot of Anakin in Luke. So, saying like, it's just going to turn out bad again. Right? Because we weren't supposed to train Anakin. And look what happened to him now.
Yes.
So, yeah. So there's that. Either way, Obi-Wan convinces him to train him.
Yeah.
And so they do that. Luke sucks and can't lift his ship. Basically. And I'm like, he barely got any training. Somebody, like, as much as they complain about Rey, which by the end of the series, it's a valid complaint, but they complained way too early about her. As much as they complain about her, Luke didn't have any train. There's no reason why he should be so good.
It's just natural ability because the Force is strong in this one.
Yeah, I guess so.
They keep saying that, but I'm like, but he sucks at everything he does, but then when it matters the most, oh my goodness, like I'm really good now. Like I didn't understand at the end when he's fighting Vader, and I'm like, shouldn't Vader just be wiping the floor with this dude?
Yeah, honestly, if we've seen Anakin in like the prequels, yes, he should be wiping the floor with Luke. Like, there's no reason. Yeah. So that's where I'm like, there was barely any training in this. Mm-hmm. He did start, but he ran off to save Han and Leia when they told him not to. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know. Vader wasn't going to kill them. He sent Han off to Jabba, and he wasn't going to kill Leia. No. It's his daughter.
Which he knows.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, and that is what Obi-Wan said. He was like, you don't know the outcome of this.
Yeah.
But Luke being impulsive, which is what Yoda was complaining about, was like, no, I'm going to go and save them. Which he didn't do?
No, not actually. Yeah, they had to save him.
Yeah.
It was a trap, and he fell into the trap.
Yeah. So, good job.
Yeah. So he should have stayed. Mm-hmm. He should have stayed. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like modern day people complain about a lot, which I'm like, I don't know. It seems like your protagonist all the time seems to be a quote-unquote Mary Sue. Luke didn't deserve to be as powerful as he was in the last movie.
Mm-hmm. Now, does he train in the last movie? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, he was definitely better, but he starts off the movie rescuing Han, and he's like a beast of a Jedi at that point.
Right. Maybe it happened off screen.
Sure. Maybe. Don't know. Maybe it did. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, he could just do whatever, and so could Rey. So, maybe that's just bad character writing on Star Wars' part. Mm-hmm. I mean... Fair enough. To me, the most interesting characters is Han, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. Like, watching this, I was like, I do like... And actually, I like Layla, too. And it reminds me, that... Was it Obi show? When it had, like, little Layla? Yeah. And I was like, this little girl's a mess. Yeah. But watching her in this movie, I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
That is funny. My wife said the exact same thing. She was like, no, he was like, because I was talking about how annoying young Leia was. And she was like, I can see that girl becoming Leia in this movie, which I guess is a testament for what they did in Obi-Wan, the movie, or not the movie, the show, which I have to finish. I didn't finish it. So I'm going to finish that at some point.
Yeah, I won't be, but yeah.
That's fine. Again, we don't expect you to. Look, I'm telling you, if anything, just watch The Mandalorian. It's not all, I mean, it is sci-fi, but it's more Western throughout the entire show, which I think you enjoy.
Okay. I might do that. No promises.
Don't watch Boba Fett.
No, that 2 episodes we watched was more than enough for me. Yeah. It was not great.
So this movie is where he's introduced, by the way.
Why does he get a show off of what, 5 minutes of screen time?
I have no idea. So I don't know why he was so popular. Like, everyone loved Boba Fett, but I'm like, he did nothing in this movie.
Why wouldn't I feel like Lando would have been more? His 5 minutes of screen time was more.
Yeah, actually, Lando seemed like a pretty cool character in this. Yeah. Actually, more fleshed out into story-wise. Yeah. So that being said, I guess the Cloud City storyline was more interesting than the rest. And honestly, I think it was. The double cross by Lando and then, with Vader being there and stuff. I thought that was compelling. Yeah. At least. Luke did not have to come there, but he did. Yeah, no Lando show. But you know what? No.
I mean, we don't need it. No, I'm just saying if you're going to pick one of the 2 characters, it would be them.
Honestly, I just think it was his suit. And you got to remember 70s. I think that's what it was. Like, his suit. And everybody's like, oh, it's cool. So.
Okay.
I said you got to remember 70s. Although, I don't know. The new Mandalorian suit looks pretty cool. The silver one. That looks awesome.
Isn't it the same thing? It's just
almost,
silver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks better. Oh, maybe the color matters.
Could be.
Yeah.
The suit was originally going to be all white.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what they said too.
Yeah, that would have been horrible.
No, they actually made it all white, and I think someone said like, nah.
Okay, yeah, he wouldn't have been a popular character, I guarantee, because then he's in the next movie for like all of 2 seconds too, because he's at Jabba's place and like it's thrown in the Sarlacc pit. So, which is the start of Boba Fett where he's like coming out of the thing. So yeah, he sucks. Like he's a trash bounty hunter. Like he's absolutely horrible. Why? And then all the stormtroopers. Now maybe not in this case, but they were clones at first. The clone troopers. They're all clones of him.
Why would they all be clones of him?
They you gotta watch the prequels. They used him for the clones. Apparently he's a good bounty hunter. Apparently. Not.
Doesn't make any sense.
No. He's horrible.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're all clones of him.
I did not know that. Okay. All right.
Yeah. That is the case. Or no, my bad. They're all clones of his father.
That doesn't make it better.
Which he's a clone of his father technically, but he was a clone that was made to actually grow up.
Okay.
So yeah. My bad. I forgot about that. People are probably going to yell at me. Because his father was Jango Fett. So, yeah. That's just the story.
Okay, I mean, you dropped that name like it was supposed to.
No, I was just giving the name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Anyhow, he sucks. That was the point of it. And he was in this movie for all of 2 seconds. But okay, so you had the betrayal in the Cloud City. 3PO. Why? Why? Like always in some kind of trouble. I don't know. I've seen this movie tons of times. This first time I realized he was shot by a stormtrooper. So he ran. That's why they shot him because it wasn't supposed to be seen. I didn't realize that until now.
Well, I mean, because at first it made it seem like just like an angry person on the planet, which isn't far-fetched, really. Because he walked into a room he had no business being in. Yeah. So the fact that he gets shot is just like, well, whatever.
I don't know. It was a trap. Luke walked right into it, and now we forgot about them freezing Han Solo.
Right. Well, I mean, we did say that Vader was going to give him up to Jabba.
Jabba.
Yeah. But yeah, they freeze him in carbonite.
Yeah.
And carbonite, and then he gets shipped off to
Jabba.
Yeah.
So then that's where you get the scene where she's like, "I love you," and I know.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Of course, but that was a test to see if the person can live, which is kind of dirty. It's like, well, okay, Han died, so I guess we won't freeze Luke.
I mean, he literally said he didn't care about him, so.
Yeah. So Han lived, so their idea was to freeze Luke in there, which failed immediately.
Because Luke can do some magic flippy powers now?
He lifted himself with the Force.
He wasn't doing nothing like that before.
Exactly what I was talking about before while everybody was complaining about Rey doing stuff. Luke did the same thing.
Yeah.
His little 2 trainings lifting rocks with Yoda didn't give him that ability.
Because, I saw that. I'm like, he falls in, and then he immediately flips and flies out.
Yeah. He couldn't even lift his ship.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool, but like narratively is a little weird. But anyway, so we have the fight with Darth Vader. Definitely better than the lightsaber fight in the first movie.
Still not great though.
I mean, yeah, they get better later on. If I have anything to say about the prequels, some excellent lightsaber fights. Darth Maul, it's pretty awesome, and then the one between Obi-Wan and Anakin is pretty awesome.
Is that the one in the volcano?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus the music there is awesome. Duel of the Fates is like pretty cool score.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So Darth Vader starts throwing stuff at him, and again, yeah, apparently he sucks with the Force because he can't stop himself from getting hit by stuff.
It makes no sense.
Or swing the lightsaber at it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Luke, do something. But anyway, he gets thrown out the window, and this is when Darth Vader tells him he's his father, which I wanted to be a surprise for my son, but he already knew somehow.
Because he seen Toy Story?
Oh, he did see Toy Story. Did Toy Story ruin it?
I think it did. Because he had the whole thing with Buzz and the thing, and it was clear Star Wars.
Yeah. Because he started to move, and he was like, Darth Vader's Luke's father, right? And I'm like, I don't know, son. What? That's not a thing. Because I'm like, you're supposed to be surprised by
I think
it.
Star Wars is a thing that gets talked about so much.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to know that.
Yeah. But in theaters, I can see, which this is probably one of the things. One, there's a lot of stuff in this movie, but I think this is one of the things that probably, made it people's favorites. Because it's one of those things you don't expect. Right? Like, nobody knew. So hearing like, oh, what? He's his father. That probably just like blew people's minds. I'm
sure, especially since they went out of the way to pretend like he wasn't.
Yeah, throughout the movie they kept saying, oh, Darth Vader killed him or whatever. The Emperor talking to Darth Vader said he's Anakin Skywalker's son, which I'm like, bro.
Yeah, this is him. Which didn't mean, like, did he know that before the Emperor told him that?
I think he did.
Okay.
Like, he definitely knew Leia was his daughter. Because apparently, like, if you're Force sensitive, you can tell that, right?
You can tell if you're related to them?
He told Luke, he said,
oh,
he did. You know it's true.
Yeah. Okay.
So, did they try to do that same thing with Rey by making the Emperor her grandfather? Oh, they did. That's why that movie sucks. The last sequel was trash. Sorry. Okay. So, Luke has his hand cut off, and then he falls, escapes, they save him, and that's the end of the movie. So, that being another thing, which I think in the 70s especially, this is one of the first movies where it doesn't end with the heroes winning. Like, they all lost.
Did they, though?
Yeah. Han got captured. Leia had to run from them. Like, they didn't defeat anybody. Leia had to run.
But they didn't really lose.
And
either.
Luke definitely... Luke got his hand cut off.
And they immediately fixed it.
Did they win? What did they win?
It didn't feel like a massive loss to me.
I mean...
And that's another issue, because I'm, like, watching this, and everyone's like, oh, but they lost. And I'm like... But not really.
I mean, they definitely lost. The Empire was after them. They did. Okay, the Empire didn't get Luke like they wanted.
The Empire achieved nothing.
That's true. If they ended with them capturing Luke, that would have been a little bit different. Okay, yeah, I got you. But, okay. The Rebels didn't win, though.
Oh,
like they did in the first movie.
So just a
clear victory
ground.
First movie.
They just agreed to part ways,
right? But that's pretty much the end of the movie. Yeah. Any movie facts for it?
I have some.
Okay.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff that I didn't want to dig through on the internet, so
I mean, yeah,
like 5.
Okay.
This is the highest grossing film of 1980. No surprise there.
Oh.
George Lucas bankrolled this movie himself, using his profits from the first movie and a bank loan, which he nearly defaulted on because the movie was over budget and behind. So then he had to get a loan from somewhere else, and then convince Fox to chip in another $3 million to help him finish this movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. He was fined $250,000 because he insisted that the credits appear at the end of the movie. And before, I guess usually the credits are in the beginning of the movie, like starring Harrison Ford or whatever. But, he wants to do the scroll crawl thing.
Yeah.
So you don't see the credits until the end. So the Writers Guild was like, nah. So then they try to get the movie like delayed and not released. That didn't work. So they fined him $250,000, which is a ton in 1980.
Yeah. Wow, now that's interesting.
Yeah.
But that's how movies are now.
Which is ironic because that is how movies are now.
Yeah, because we've mentioned it several times. Like there are no intros to movies now.
Very rarely.
It generally is just the movie starts.
Yeah.
Because a lot of even the '90s ones, like we watch, or early 2000s, it will be like the people's names be coming up.
Well, I was thinking of like The Fugitive. Them names are massive.
Yeah.
As it's coming on, or like Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's the first thing you see is starring Val Kilmer. And now very rarely do we get an intro sort of, because movies don't really come on anymore.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. So they filmed the Ice Planet in Norway.
Okay.
Where it was actually very cold and blizzardy. So that blizzard
was really happening.
Was a real blizzard.
Oh boy.
They struggled to film because the cameras and the film was freezing and people were getting hurt and sick and everyone was miserable and hated it.
Oh god. That's the one thing about because I wanted to be an actor. And that's the one thing about it. I'm like, yeah, but there are times when it's like, oh, we're gonna film in like this jungle or something like that, and I'm like, no, you know,
like, I don't want to be in a jungle. Yeah. So then when they came back, they were filming on the same set that The Shining was filming on at the same time.
Oh.
Because like one set had got burned down, so they were like sharing this one, and no one was happy. And then they were using some stuff that was making the people sick. It was just people were miserable making this movie.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah. So I know everyone's saying that I know when Layla tells him I love you. He says I know. Everyone says that was ad-libbed. It wasn't really ad-lib. It's just Harrison Ford wanted to change it, discussed it, and said we should do something different. They argued about it, but eventually he won.
Yeah.
And changed it to I know. Because originally in the script it was just remember that Layla because I'll be back. Which is stupid and clunky, and I'm glad Harrison Ford said absolutely not.
Let's change it. Yeah.
Let's change it. Because one, I know it fits his character.
I was like, yeah, it fits his character way better. Yeah. Because it's like he's cocky, and he's always cocky, even in the face of death. So I love you. I know you do. But basically, yeah.
Yeah, like tell me something I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my last one. I told you I cut this way down. I'm sorry. It was too much. My brain was hurting. I didn't want to go through it anymore.
Okay.
So they left what happens to Han Solo ambiguous because he was not signed on for the third movie.
Oh, okay.
So Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher was signed on for the. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have another one.
Oh, okay.
I'll go back to it. It's kind of dumb, but I thought about it, so I'll bring it up. So they were signed on for 3 movies. He wasn't. He only had a 2-picture deal. And he actually asked that Han Solo be killed off.
Okay.
And it's like, no, we're not going to kill him off because assuming that they will convince him to come back for the third one.
Ah, okay.
And they did. Okay, so then my last one for real this time. So in a lot of scenes where Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford in the same scene together, she's standing on a crate because he's so much taller than her.
Oh, really?
He's like nearly a foot taller than her because she's only 5'1".
Oh, wow.
So that's a huge difference.
Yes.
So yeah. So
that's interesting. They do that in movies.
They do that a lot, but it's always interesting to be like, oh, I guess it would have been. It's not weird, but I guess because she's such a domineering person.
Yeah.
And you were like, she's such a little person. I'm not going to take her seriously. So I get it.
Okay.
I mean,
says the 5'2" person sitting next to me.
Yeah. I mean, I know why they did it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, that was my last movie fact.
Okay. Nitpicks?
There's some.
I pointed out some
yes.
During the discussion of the movie.
Yes. So I mean, I'm just gonna go in order, even though someone we talked about, like one, I'm sorry, but Luke is dead. He has frostbite, and all of the. I just don't. There's
that's
no
fair.
Way.
No, that's fair. Yes.
Yes. Okay. We talked about why they were on the ice planet. I didn't get a real answer for that, but they're there.
They were hiding, and that's what I'm gonna go with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. So the Empire. They find them on this ice planet. I'm sorry, why can't we just like nuke the planet or something? Like, why do we need to do ground assaults?
Because they destroyed their planet nuking weapon.
The Death Star.
Yeah.
They don't have missiles or nothing.
Apparently not to destroy a whole planet.
Enough to cause some havoc?
Probably. But I mean, but this is the same reason why in Alien and in this movie, the advanced computers for the future don't look very advanced. I don't think they were thinking that far, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay. The ships all have shields, right? That was a big thing in the first one.
In general, yeah. Except for they all have shields, yeah.
So, does the shield not protect them from asteroids?
I guess not. Well, maybe not, because you gotta think everything that they're firing is an energy weapon, right? It's not a physical weapon.
Physical impact.
Yeah.
I just feel like my shield should be able to do
because
both.
We've seen ships run into stuff and everything, even in the first movie. So I think it's only protecting against the energy blast.
Well, then we need better shields.
How do you protect against a physical object like that?
It bounced off like rubber or something.
I mean, not only are the shields currently impossible for the energy blast, but I mean, you could try and make one out of magnets or something like that. Without building a physical shield, how do you stop a physical item?
I don't know. I just feel like it seems like something that they should be able to do.
I think scientifically it makes sense.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. I mean, I'm willing to let that go.
I mean, you're saying the technology should be able to be there?
It should be there.
But why if nobody's firing physical weapons?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
So he did a creative little move where he basically hides on the backside of the ship.
Yeah.
And then disappears with the trash when they go light speed.
That actually, I was like, that was a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I still feel like the ship should have some sort of radar or something to say, hey, there's extra thing on our ship, but whatever.
Is that the nitpick? Or...
No, that's not the nitpick.
I was like, I don't know, maybe.
I just feel like it should be there. But the Falcon doesn't have radar to say that the bounty hunter is following them?
Honestly, I don't know.
I feel like, come on. It's a ship.
Maybe he's cloaked. If you're a bounty hunter, I mean, we know he's a bad bounty hunter. Also, I was wondering in that scene, I was like, okay, so actually hiding in the trash was very smart. Mm-hmm. How did the bounty hunter know to check that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, so he's there, but why? Yeah, he was already in his ship.
Yeah.
So was he just like staring at them being on the back of the...
But well, how would he see them? Because I was like, are there no windows? And there really weren't any windows. I checked.
Why would there be? Looking at blackness.
So it didn't make no sense for him to be there. And I just feel like it's a ship. Ship has radars all the time.
Yeah.
You should be able to pick up another ship following you.
You should. I feel it.
Okay.
I just feel like he shouldn't be. So my nitpick is that he shouldn't have been there anyway. There's no reason for him to follow.
Agreed.
But, yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So, fair enough.
So, all right. So we go back to the bodega system or whatever.
The Dagobah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Luke goes into the Cave of Destiny or something.
I don't know.
And they said,
I didn't understand. I've never understood this. I mean, like, I kind of understand what they're saying, but yeah.
And they said he failed in the cave. How did he fail?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no clue. Like, when I was a kid, I was confused by this. And now I'm still kind of... I get they're saying he's a part of Vader or something. I guess alluding to their familial relationship. But,
I guess.
But then I'm like, what made him fail? Well, didn't Yoda tell him not to bring weapons? I don't know.
No, but Yoda saw him go in with the weapon because I was like, Luke, yeah, okay, I'm bringing this gun with me.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So I don't understand how he failed that lesson.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. And you know what? That brings up something else. And they kept saying how the dark side is strong and it can pull you in, blah, blah, blah. But at no point did I ever really see Luke I didn't see the strength of this thing where he would have to really decide whether or not he was going to be good or bad.
Again, so back to everyone's complaints about Rey and how she's always good. Oh my God, like almost Captain America. I'm always going to do the right thing type of thing. Luke, same thing. Like,
Mhm.
it's not written here. He never gets a pull to the dark side.
It was never a struggle.
Yeah.
And they kept saying about how much of a struggle this was going to be, especially since he's so much like Anakin, blah, blah, blah. But then I never see the struggle for him to do what's right.
So Star Wars fans are going to hate me a whole lot, but I'm about to throw something out here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the characters in the sequels are written way better. Kylo Ren, Han Solo's son,
Mm-hmm.
he literally has a written character struggle between
Mhm.
the dark and the light side,
Mm-hmm.
and it is seen throughout the not. And I'm not saying the movies are good; they're dumb. Especially the last one's really dumb writing
Mhm.
in those movies. But if you compare his character to some of these other ones, it's like, yeah, no, that's a good character,
Mm-hmm.
right? You actually see it, like you said. Luke had nothing. Your dark side is strong. Apparently not. Luke did not have a problem at all. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Okay. How did Vader beat them to Cloud City?
I don't know.
Okay.
His ship was faster. Millennium Falcon kind of sucks, so.
I mean, yeah, but come on.
I mean,
enough to set up on a full-blown trap.
he did.
Yeah. Okay. So they put Han Solo in the carbonite or whatever. Wasn't his handcuffs when he went in?
I thought that too.
Okay.
I thought that before because I know how it looks,
Mm-hmm.
and when he was going down with the handcuffs on, I'm like, how does that work? Because
Mhm.
isn't his hand like up when he freezes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Okay.
Continuity issue. Maybe it froze and broke. Like since it's so cold and he's struggling, he was able to break through.
If it's so cold and my cuffs break, I don't have time to bring my hands up to my face.
Maybe that's true. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess Luke is hanging down on the thingy. In order to get away from Vader, he basically just falls.
Yeah.
How does he know that tube thing is going to save him? Or was he just
didn't.
accepting his fate? Like, I'd rather kill myself?
Yeah, he didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so then something we talked about a little bit more. I just feel like I remember, like, I knew his hand got cut off.
Mm-hmm.
But what I couldn't, I was like, I don't remember this being the issue in the third movie. That's because they immediately fixed it.
Yeah, he has robot hand.
So I just felt like that it meant nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was supposed to be.
Then
He just lost that fight at that point, getting your hand cut off. But no, it wasn't like a struggle or anything.
Okay. All right. And then is it Han or Han? Because in the movie they kept saying Han, but I'm like, I swear we've been saying Han.
It's
Solo.
Han. It's Han.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. And then my last one, and this just is more of, I never see the Empire or Vader do anything awesome. We keep hearing about how great they are and how scary he is and all of this other stuff. But then I never see him do anything scary awesome. This is why I need to fear this man walking around like this, right? Like, how come he doesn't use the Force to stop any of the ships from flying away? How come he doesn't use the Force to snatch up Luke or Han?
I don't know if he could stop the ships from flying away. That's quite a bit. Your other one he could do, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like if they're talking about lift this ship out of the swamp, then I just feel like maybe he can stop it from flying away.
I've never seen anyone stop a ship.
Okay.
And like I would say this, and when in The Force Awakens, when Kylo Ren stops the blaster,
Mm-hmm.
like everybody in the theater is like, yo, because nobody's ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know you can do a lot with the Force. Maybe you can lift a ship that's not moving,
Mm-hmm.
but stopping a ship trying to fly away, considering the, no pun intended or anything, force that
Mhm.
it's producing, that would be a whole lot. I don't think anyone could do that.
Okay, I just want to I wrote down, I want to see some real Magneto type stuff from this dude.
Okay.
And I never see it, and I just feel like...
No, a lot of Darth Vader's awesomeness is in like the comics and in like the cartoons and like that scene in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In these movies, I have to admit, I agree with you. I think for the time he was kind of menacing and kind of like
Mm-hmm.
cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
But going back and looking at it, yeah, I'm like, he doesn't really do much.
He doesn't do much of anything. Like, looking at this, I cannot see why the Empire managed to take over the galaxy.
Wait till you watch the prequels. It's done. I mean, it's boring, but they do politically.
Yeah.
Basically, is how they did it.
Because I'm like, you keep telling me how great they are, like especially like in this movie where they won the fight.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it.
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. But I think what makes him, if you're looking at it from the characters inside of the story, what makes him so scary is he's pretty much the only one that can use the Force. Like you gotta remember, all the Jedi are dead. Not a lot of people know directly about the Emperor. So he is like the one person that can manipulate the Force, which I guess to a normal human makes him scary.
Yeah, but I do some more awesome stuff with that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, any more?
That was it.
All right, we can rate it. We'll give Derek's rating. He told us before he went. He said best movie ever. Now, I do like Star Wars. I'm not a hardcore fan. But like, you know, if there's a Disney Plus show and it looks interesting in the trailer, I will watch it. Or if I see a YouTube video about something and it seems interesting, I'll watch it, you know. Best movie ever seems kind of crazy to me. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And again, I'm probably going to make Star Wars fans angry, especially since I'm a semi-fan of the series. You know, I know a lot of the lore. But I would rate it, for me, this is in between Watch While Folding Clothes and I would pay for that. Like, it's kind of on the border of that. I'm kind of leaning now. If you asked me when I was younger, I probably would have given it I'd pay for that. Now I'm probably leaning a bit more towards Watch While Folding Clothes. I think this is better than A New Hope, though.
Okay.
I think it was more interesting. Like I said, I like the plot from Cloud City. I can deal with the 70s action. I like the lightsaber fight better. Putting aside the reason why Luke shouldn't have some of the powers he has, I thought it was pretty cool, right? Which is you gotta do. You gotta put it aside. No, he shouldn't, but he does. So let's get over it. So yeah, I'm gonna say Watch While Folding Clothes, and everyone's gonna be angry at me for that, but okay.
Okay. So I just think there's just too much stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And I did not enjoy watching this.
Didn't expect you to, but okay.
Yeah, like 10 minutes in, I was like, I'm mad at you guys for making me watch this.
It was May the 4th.
I know you said that.
Yes.
And I was just like, what the heck? And it just...
We got to. And for the next 9 years, we'll do a Star Wars movie on May the 4th.
That concerns me because this is supposed to be the best one.
We'll see. Let's break that, because you know what? That's going by the fandom. Fandoms are not always right. And this is the first time I'm actually watching these movies, critiquing them. So maybe like some of the other movies are better. Like I mentioned the sequels, which everyone hates, but I mentioned a couple of characters that I'm like, hey, this seems like way better than these. So, you know, maybe it's not the best movie.
Well, I know the other two that I've seen, I definitely do not like.
I think what we should have you watch is Rogue One, which I think is actually a good movie.
Okay.
I think it's a good movie. Not a lot of Forcey stuff going on, which tends to be the Star Wars that you like anyway. To be honest, as I've watched Star Wars, those seems to be the more interesting ones without all the Forcey stuff going on. Okay. So Rogue One to me is a pretty good movie.
Okay.
I would say we check that one out. See if you like that one.
Okay. Because I know I don't like the one with the little boy.
Which one's that? Oh, Phantom Menace?
The first new one?
I like the Phantom Menace.
Is that the one with the little
That's what the one with the little boy.
With the car chase, or no,
yeah, the pod race?
Yeah.
Honestly, pod race, kinda cool.
Thought it was too long.
It was too long.
Okay. So I know I don't
Did
like.
we review that?
No.
No. Why did I feel like we
There's
talked
no
about
way
this?
I would have willingly watched that again.
Uh-oh. Well, we're going to.
Yeah. So I know I don't like that one. And
really?
Yeah.
Out of the prequels, that's the
best.
one that I like. Attack of the Clones is absolutely atrocious. I'm sorry.
I didn't see the other two. I saw the end of the last one, but that's because.
Yeah. Now that one I will have to watch again.
Right.
I know I like the end of it, but I don't remember the rest of the movie.
I only seen the end, and
So-
which I was like, this is taking way too long.
It was a really good fight scene.
I know, but I wasn't supposed to be in there anyways.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Yeah, Phantom Menace I thought was alright. Attack of the Clones, no.
I mean, I guess it's been like 20 years since I've seen it, so
Yeah, we gotta revisit these as adults and see
maybe
how
I
it
need
goes.
to. Yeah, but I just remember not liking it.
Yeah.
And I know the other one, the first one with the girl, I didn't like that one either.
Okay.
So
Oh, Force Awakens, you didn't like that one either.
is that the
That's
one?
the first one, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh. Yeah, these are just not your cup of tea, man.
No.
Okay. But what was your rating? We didn't get it.
Oh, it's gonna be between Pure Torture and Watch While Folding Clothes.
Okay.
And I will say, I guess I do like it better than A New Hope, because A New Hope was just straight up pure torture for me.
It was a slow movie.
Yeah.
A New
This
Hope was
one
definitely slow.
Was slightly better. Like I was falling asleep, and I had to rewind it a few times to catch up, because I was like, oh no, I missed something. So I think because I had to do that,
Mhm.
and then my Disney Plus app stopped working, and it was really
Oh
making me
man,
angry.
bad experience, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a pure torture for me still,
Ah,
but
okay.
higher than The New Hope pure torture.
Okay. Well, it's been saved by me and Derek, I think.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say our overall rating is Watch While Folding Clothes, especially since Derek gave it a very high rating. I honestly would not rate this best movie ever. But okay. I guess he's more of a Star Wars fan than me.
I guess, which I didn't think he was.
I like sci-fi. So
Hold on, we forgot his nitpick. Did we already talk about it?
oh no. Did he send a nitpick?
He did. So Vader could have caught them 3 different times.
Oh. Yeah, I mean probably.
Probably.
Like we said, Vader didn't do much
Mm-mm.
in this movie.
No.
Yeah. But okay, so that's our review of The Empire Strikes Back. Now that half the internet hates us,
Definitely.
let us know what you thought about the movie. It's not going to go well.
Mm-mm.
But we will catch you in the next one.